Hey my ninja warriors, what's up? All set for 3D geometry? Am I audible to you? Yes? Please write it down in the chat box. All right. Hey my ninja warriors, welcome to yet another power packed session from JEE Flash 2.0, and you all know today's session is 3D geometry, which is, by the way, highest weighted chapter. You can expect 3 questions from this chapter alone, and on top of that, you know that there are some topics which are already deleted from this chapter. So this chapter syllabus, or we can say the whole chapter, is not a very big chapter like it used to do, because a very big topic is deleted from this chapter, which is planes. Planes has been deleted, so now the chapter has become much easier, right? And very small to master. Okay, basically, so we will start today's session. We will begin. I'll get into more details, but you have to let me know whether I'm perfectly audible and visible so that we can proceed. All right, I can see Yusuf, hello, 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 and Gautam, perfectly audible and visible. All right, kya baat hai? Namrata Yadav, all right, so I guess I've got green signal that I'm live, I'm perfectly audible and visible. All right, so Yusuf, the very first comment I get when I start any session is, how many hours is this class going to be? So we will not take more than 3 hours, right? We'll try to finish it in 3 hours, but it can go a little longer if required, if I feel that, okay, this part is important and this can definitely give you marks, right, in your upcoming JEE Main 2024. Because that's why we are here today, right? To score maximum possible in your January attempt, right? I can see Vijay Lakshmi, I can see the black caps. All right, we are going to begin super soon. All right, yes, Gautam, I have seen your comment as well. I will reply to you as well. Keep joining, keep coming, and keep liking the session, right? So I already I always tell you that do share this session, because we expect maximum interaction that will lead to maximum doubt solving. That is one thing. Number 2, bring your notebooks and water bottle to avoid any distraction, because we are covering this whole chapter in a very small amount of time, right? 3 hours is nothing as if I compare this to this chapter. So for completion of this chapter in 3 hours, we need to actually focus clearly, right? So bring your water bottle, bring your notebook and pen, and 3 hours, give it to me. I'll make sure that you score maximum from this particular portion, right? All right, yes, definitely I will send the PDF of this particular session. Let's just begin. Here we have the this week schedule, so you can block your calendars. And yes, ma'am. Okay, 6 p.m. to 7 p.m. Rishi is asking me. Yes, so earlier this class was at 6 p.m. But due to studio availability, because we take many sessions, right, in Vedantu, so I get this studio at 7 p.m. That's why there is some delay every now and then. Okay. All right. So let's just begin without any further ado. Okay. So this is wrong remote, I guess. Sorry about that. Okay, all right. Okay, let's just start with a very basic approach, wherein we will talk about position vector of a point. This, by the way, this we have already studied in vector algebra, right? Where is the pen? Yes. Okay. So position vector of a point. So what is position vector of a point? So basically we have x, y, z axis. So this is my x-axis, this is my y-axis, and this is my z-axis, right? And we have a point P on this axis, which is x, y, z. Now position vector OP. OP vector will be written down as what? OP vector would be xi cap plus yj cap plus z k cap. This is OP vector, or we can say position vector of point P. Right? All right. Okay. Shreyas sir, live at 8:30. No. There is no session scheduled, Shreyas sir ka. I don't think so. I guess it is tomorrow. Okay, not today. Now distance between 2 points. So if I have 2 points in 3D geometry, very basic, P point and Q point, right? P point is x1, y1, z1. Q point is x2, y2, z2. Then the distance formula related to these 2 points would be PQ would be what? So PQ would be x1 minus x2 ka square, y1 minus y2 ka square, z1 minus z2 ka square. This is the formula, right? Okay, so let me just redraw this. Okay, this is P, this is your Q, this is x1, y1, z1, and this is x2, y2, z2, right? This is PQ distance, this is your xy, z axis, right? So distance formula PQ you all know. ठीक है? All right. Shall we just proceed? Distance of a point from coordinate axis. Now this is something which is important. I know that you all know distance formula, you all know position vector, but this is something which is important. One by one we will go about it. So basically, if I ask you that we have x, y and z axis, right? We have x, y and z axis. Cool. Now we have a point P whose coordinates are x, comma y, comma z, right? Now what I am asking you is distance of P from x-axis. So basically this point exists in 3D, right? This point does not exist in xy plane. It may look like that it exists in xy plane, but it exists in xyz coordinate axis, right? Now what I need to know is distance of this point from x-axis and from y-axis and from z-axis. So suppose we have A. So we need to figure out the distance between PA. To find the distance between PA, listen to me carefully. To find distance between PA or to find AP, we need to know the coordinates of A. Don't you think so? If I know the coordinates of A, the question, this term will be solved. So coordinates of A. So A lies on x-axis, right? Any point which is lying on x-axis, the y coordinate and the z coordinate will be 0. But what about the x coordinate? X coordinate would be nothing but distance between origin and A. So that would be similar as this. This is also x. So this is also x. So this is x comma 0 comma 0. PA. The length PA would be what? Apply distance formula. You will realize x minus x. 0 ka square. Y square plus z square. So basically x minus x, that would be 0. Y minus 0 would be y. Z minus 0 would be z. That is PA. Right? Okay. Perfect. Clear? So this is your point P and we are looking for distance between what? PA. Next up we are looking for distance between what? Distance of point P from y-axis this time. So basically this is my y-axis, right? And this is point B. So PB we need to figure out. To figure out PB, what do we need? We need coordinates of B. Don't you think so? Coordinates of B would be what? So on y-axis, x and z are 0 basically, right? And the y coordinate will be y only because this length is y. This length will also be y. The vertical distance is y. Now PB would be what? Tell me. Distance PB would be what? X minus 0 ka square. That is x square. Y minus y is gone. Y minus y is gone, right? Z minus 0 is z square. This is what? Distance of P from y-axis. And last but not the least, do I need to tell you? This would be what? Basically, distance of P from z-axis would be x square plus y square. You know what? Irony is, when you're looking from distance from z-axis, z is missing. When you're looking from distance from y-axis, y coordinate is missing. And when you're looking from distance from x-axis, what? X is missing. Right? So if I ask you, suppose a small question. So question says that, okay, so you have x comma 2 comma 3. This is your point P and the distance of point P from x-axis would be what? है ना? So there are some people who won't know, who don't know who don't know the direct formula. They will think, okay, x is missing, how will I calculate this? But distance of P from x-axis, you don't need this x coordinate. Even if the x coordinate is missing, now you don't need it. Your answer would be simply what? 2 square plus 3 square ka root. So that is 9 plus 4 root 13. You don't care about the x coordinate. Right? Okay. Got it? Yes. So that's the beauty of it. Although you are calculating distance from x-axis, you don't need the x coordinate. Okay. Next question, next topic, which is section formula. Right. So section formula says if you have basically, so you know the section formula is just the extension is what? Basically, we are introducing a new member in our family, which is Z. Right, section formula we have studied in straight lines, x comma y we have studied. Now there is one more member Z, so everything will be related to Z only. So basically more formulas will get introduced. So here we have P and this is Q, this is R. Right, P is what? X1, Y1, Z1. Q is what? X2, Y2, Z2. And this is what? X0, Y0, Z0, and this is M, this is N. You know that X0 will be equal to what? Mx2 plus N x1 upon M plus N. Right? Same formula, nothing new, nothing new. Right? What about Y0? Y0 would be My2 plus Ny1. Ny1. Right? Ny1. Ny1 whole upon M plus N. And then Z0. So here you have studied. You have not studied Z0. Same formula will be for Z. Mz2 plus Nz1 upon M plus N. This is what section formula is. Just the revision. Just the revision. Right? Just the basic revision. Okay. So this is what your section formula is. Basically, R is dividing the line PQ in the ratio M is to N, and we can find the coordinates of R. Right? Okay. Yes. Nothing new. Section formula. Right? Okay. So let's just solve this question which was asked in JEE Main April attempt 2019. Right? So I will give you actually, so I am not going to solve it. I'll give you 2 minutes. Please solve this for me. Solve this for me. Oh, so there is something. Okay. We have P, which is 2, minus 3, 4. We have Q, which is 8, 0, 10. Right? And we have R, which is what? 4, Y, Z. You know what? You will realize, okay, ma'am, 3D geometry. In 3D geometry, these kind of questions has asked in JEE Main 2019 or previous year. You will realize, see, I can see that directly you are able to answer it. The question is extremely easy. And there are some people who are asking me how to do it. I'll show you how. But this is, trust me guys, this is very easy. Right? So R point lies on the line segment joining the point this, then distance of R from origin is. Basically, here we need to figure out distance of R from origin. For that, I should know the Y and Z. So that I will know what? The complete coordinate, X, Y, Z coordinate of R point. And the calculation of distance is very important. We'll apply distance formula. Right? So how to do that? So basically, I will take lambda is to 1 as the ratio. Right? Lambda is to 1 as the ratio and apply section formula in this. So first of all, let's talk about this 4. So 4 will be equal to what? Lambda times 8. Right? 1 times 2 whole upon lambda plus 1. Understood? Any problem in this? From here it is so obvious that you will be able to calculate lambda, and that can be done by what? So if 4 lambda plus 4 is equals to 8 lambda plus 2. So this will give you what? 2 is equals to 4 lambda. Lambda is coming out as half, guys. Lambda is coming out as half. Why lambda is to 1? Arvind, Yusuf. So basically I can take m is to n. But introducing two variables will create more problem, right? Introduction of two variables, that means I will need to calculate the value of m and n both. Introduction of only one variable will make my life easier, right? Lambda is to 1. So always whenever you want to assume any ratio, take lambda is to 1. Now you will be saying, ma'am, why are you assuming that this is 1 only? Basically, I am not doing that. You know what? Lambda is coming out as 1 by 2. What does that mean? That I was wrong actually. This was never 1. The whole ratio is 1 is to 2 now. 1 by 2 is to 1 is what? 1 is to 2. Right? So automatically, basically, you don't need to take two variables, m and n both. No. Why? You can take, but the problem is you will be you will have two variable, two unknowns introduced in the whole problem. Right? Less unknowns, that means n is equals to 1. Yes, Likhit, I am assuming that this is equals to 1. That doesn't mean that it is 1. In fact, the mathematics will tell you, mathematics will slap you. Okay, what are you doing? Why are you taking this as 1? This is 1 by 2. Lambda is coming out as what? 1 by 2. Right? What does that mean? That the ratio is what? Ratio was never lambda is to 1, but it was 1 is to 2 finally. Right? Okay. All right. So 1 is to 2 is the ratio. I guess lambda is clear to you. So now 1 is to 2. Now let's talk about the new ratio, 1 is to 2. Applied. So we have applied the section formula in x. Let's apply section formula in y now. So y would be what? Y would be 1 into 0 plus it would be what? Minus 3 into 2 upon 1 plus 2. So that is y. Y is coming out as what? Minus 3 into 2. So minus 6 by 3, that is minus 2. So your y is coming as minus 2. What about z? So z will be what? Z will be what? Applying section formula. So 4 into 2. 4 into 2 plus 4 into 2 plus 10 into 1. 10 into 1 upon 2 plus 1. Right? So 2 plus 1. So that is 3. 4 2s are 8. 18 by 3. So that is 6. Z is coming out as 6. So y is what? Minus 2. Z is what? 6. And what you are looking for is OR. So OR would be what? Square root of. See, 4 is already given, 4 square plus y ka square. So minus 2 ka square plus z is what? 6 ka square. So this would be what? 4 4s are 16 plus 4 20. 20 plus 36. 20 plus 36 is root 56. So root 56 is what? 7 8s are 56. Right? 14 into 4. Yes. Option C. Right? Option C, to root 14. Perfect. Yes. All right. So basically whole problem was all about section formula. Shall I move on to the next topic? Are we ready for the next topic? Are we ready for the next topic? Yes. So the next topic is centroid of a triangle. So suppose you have a triangle. Right? This topic also you have studied in straight lines. Only the only difference in 3D geometry is what? Introduction of Z, a new member, right? So this is x1, y1, z1, right? This is A. This is x2, y2, z2, and this is x3, y3, z3, right? So now A, B, C, centroid of a triangle. You know that if I draw a median, median number 1, median number 2, you know what centroid is, right? Median number 3. Median are those who bisects the base. So basically this is the midpoint, this is also the midpoint, this is also the midpoint, and this is the point of concurrency is G, and the ratio in which centroid divides your median is what? 2:1, right? Okay. So basically your centroid, the coordinate of centroid would be what? X naught would be x1 plus y1, x1 plus x2 plus x3 by, okay, x1 plus x2 plus x3 by 3. Y naught would be what? y1 plus y2 plus y3 by 3. Z naught would be what? z1 plus z2 plus z3 by 3. Yes? Yes, I can see Alpha ma'am. Okay. I am super duper happy that even if I forgot ki acha, I have to like give 2 seconds, 3 seconds to think about the question whether it was alpha or beta. You are actually doing that. Good job. Rishi, vectors already we have completed, right? Okay, so you know the centroid of a given triangle, right? Centroid, it's fine, right? So let's just okay. So here we have a question. Okay, JEE Main April 2019. Again, I will give you 2 minutes to think about this question. So the question says we have ABC. Basically, we have a triangle in which all 3 vertices are given to us. A, B, C. All 3 vertices are given. M be the midpoint of AC. So I have M, which is midpoint of AC. G divides BM in the ratio 2:1. So that I already know. I already told you this. So basically this information which is given to us, we should know this information already, right? So this is 2:1 because centroid divides the median into 2:1 ratio. Then cos angle GOA we need to figure out. So GO and A. So basically which angle? Okay. Let me just change the color a bit. GOA. So OA and OG, right? So this angle theta is, we need to figure out, right? So basically GOA is equal to theta is angle between which vectors? Angle between what all vectors? I have taught you the vectors. So OA vector and OG vector. So angle between OA vector and OG vector is what we need to figure out. So it's your job, your job, your job. Not mine, not mine. No, 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 I'm not gonna do this. I am centroid, so I already told you, Gautam, and in center also we have discussed in vectors. What are you talking about? Right? So now we need to figure out angle between what? OA and OG. So this we will solve from the vector. Right? So cos theta between 2 angles would be what? Dot product between 2 vectors upon magnitude of them, OA or OG. Right? What is OA vector, by the way? So A vector we all know 3, 0, minus 1. 3, 0, minus 1. What is OA vector? So we know. What is OG vector? For OG vector we need to know the coordinates of G. Now coordinates of the G is what? Coordinate of G, coordinate of, so G is G is centroid, guys. Calculate centroid. How to calculate? I just gave you the formula. 3 plus 2 plus 1. So that is what? 6 by 3, right? 3 plus 2 plus 1, 6 by 3. Then 0 plus 10 plus 2, 12 by 3. Right? This is what? Centroid. We are looking for centroid. And last, 6 minus 1 plus 1, that is 6 by 3 again. So 1, 2, 1 is your centroid, right? So now OA vector. Tell me OA vector. Position vector, I have already told you. 3i cap plus 0j cap minus k cap का डॉट करना है आपको इसके साथ i cap plus 2j cap plus k cap. और नीचे यहाँ पे, here you need to write magnitude of both the vectors. How do you write it? Tell me. 3 square plus 0 square plus 1 square. This is your magnitude. 1 square plus 2 square plus 1 square. Right? Take out the dot product now. What would be the dot product? Tell me. 3, then 0, then minus 1. So 3 minus 1, that would be 2 upon. So this is root 10 and what about this? 4, 5, 6, root 10, root 6. Right? Root 10, root 6. So root 60. What is the correct answer for this? So root 60. 1 by root 15, option A. Option A. 242. 121 लिख दिया क्या मैंने? Oops, sorry. 242, yes. Oops. 2, 4, 2, right? So yes. So basically 2, 4, 2. 2i cap plus 4j cap plus 2k cap and 2 ka square, 4 ka square, 2 ka square. Right? Six minus 2, 4 by square root of 10 into 24, 240. So this is 1 by root 15. Yes? Without practice, I ain't, okay, no, if you're not picking up the pen, it won't work. You're wasting your time, hurry. Alpha question again? Alpha question, yes. Right? So can you see 2019 there were 2 alpha questions, by the way. So there are many alpha questions, right? Let's move on to the next. So Gautam, you were saying I don't know centroid. You know centroid now. In center, I'm going to tell you now. Right? What is in center? So basically, we have a triangle and we have 3 angles. Can you see we have 3 angles? If I draw angle bisector of each and every angle, what do I get? What do I get? If I draw angle bisector of each and every angle, I get angle bisector. So point of concurrency of all the 3 angle bisector is nothing but in center. And if you have x1, y1, z1, if you have x2, y2, z2, if you have x3, y3, z3 as all 3 coordinates, right? And ye BC, this BC, so there is a standard notation. I'll tell you what. So a side which is opposite to vertex A is written down as small a, side which is opposite to vertex B is written down as small b, and this would be small c. So now you're in center. So basically in center coordinates would be what? So first of all, x coordinate of your in center would be a times x1 plus b times x2. Can you see? A times x1, b times x2, c times x3. Whole upon a plus b plus c, comma. Now y coordinate, ay1 plus by2 plus cy3 upon a plus b plus c, comma. az1 plus bz2 plus cz3 upon a plus b plus c. These are the coordinates of in center, right? Okay. All right. Perfect. So now you know what is in center, right? You know what is in center. Okay. I can see that you guys are not, why you guys do not like my session? Like, is the like button, is something wrong with the like button or what? Now area of triangle. We have studied the same thing in vector, right? So basically if you have 3 vertices and you have this as a triangle, right? If you have this as a triangle, this is A, x1, y1, z1, x2, y2, z2, and x3, y3, z3, right? So you know, in vector form we have already studied. So this I have already taught you in vector algebra. Don't tell me that you don't know it. Right? Go back. See the PDF. Watch the session. You will realize area is half AB cross AC. Basically, this is the cross product. But if I talk about 3D geometry, so in 3D geometry, it is very easy to calculate the area of triangle. So that's delta would be what? Modulus of half is there. Now here I, J, K. Same thing. Basically cross product. No? So we are looking for cross product only. So half AB cross AC. How will you achieve AB vector? Tell me. So AB vector is what? AB vector would be what? B minus A, so x2 minus x1. y2 minus y1, z2 minus z1. Right? What about AC vector? AC vector is C minus A, x3 minus x1. y3 minus y1 and z3 minus z1 and modulus of this. Right? So that's how you calculate area of a triangle. Right? You know this already. We have just written down in cross product format, right? I'll show you. We'll solve so many questions. Now this is something which is very important, condition of collinearity. By the way, this also we have studied in vector algebra. I am just revising it. And you know what? I can say, okay, I have taught you one time. I'm not going to teach you again. Go and watch vector algebra. But I know that this is something which is really important. This can lead you definitely marks. And you know what? This is not as difficult as it looks like, right? So condition of collinearity. So basically, if 3 points in a space are collinear, then there are multiple methods basically. So the very first method would be what? So basically distance formula. If 3 points are collinear, that means if they are lying in a line, and if you want to prove, basically if you want to prove that this is or if you are given with that these 3 points are collinear, then you must be like, okay ma'am, basically AC is equals to AB plus BC. So this is what we can do. This is the condition which we can apply, right, using distance formula. But will I recommend this method? No. If you get any question of collinearity in your examination or your mock, I will not recommend to apply this method. I am just letting you know. Right? Using distance formula, you can, this is also the condition of distance formula. I will tell you which method is the best effective method. Right? Using section formula also. So basically, if you have 3 points and 3 points are lying in a line, that means it should follow section formula as well. Right? So you can apply section formula as well. But again, do I recommend this method? No. So you must be saying, ma'am, then which method are you going to recommend? Okay. So section formula is one, distance formula is one. What would be the third method? Okay, I can see that, yes, I can see that in chat box. Okay. Again, so with this we have already studied, right? So if 3 points are collinear, then area related to this triangle would be 0. Right? So that means area is what? 1 by 2 AB cross AC would be 0. So basically the cross product between any two vector is 0. That's what I'm trying to say. Right? The cross product is 0. That's what I'm trying to say. And this is the cross product. That's how you apply the cross product. So cross product is 0. Do I recommend this method also? Is this my top method? No. Again. Right, 3 methods I have showed you, the condition of collinearity. Now this is actually the last method which I am going to recommend you now, right? So the basically the method is very easy. I have taught you this method, similar thing in vectors as well. So suppose we have A, B and C, right? So AB vector, AC vector, right? So basically the A, B, C are 3 collinear points, or rather I can say that AB vector is collinear with AC vector. Collinear or parallel. You know what? I have taught you collinear and parallel are same thing. Collinear or parallel to what? To any other vector, AC vector, let's say. So what I can do is I can write AC vector is equals to lambda times AB vector. Now this is something which I highly recommend. This will solve your problem in nanoseconds. Trust me, nanoseconds. Right? Yes, this is something which is really I recommend. And you know what, you will realize, okay ma'am, JEE Main 2024 ka problem in under 10 seconds. What are you saying, ma'am? I'll show you. And I have showed you as well. Right? Yes. So here 3 points are given to us, right? And all these 3 points are collinear, right? All these 3 points are collinear. Then what will you do? How will you calculate the value of P? Are you going to calculate distance? Calculation of distance will give you so many roots, squaring both the sides, and then what not? Okay, I don't recommend. Right? And am I asking you to calculate the dot, create 2 vectors and then take dot product out of, and then cross product out of them, right? Basically, area is 0. So basically, first method is distance formula. Second is section formula. That is also difficult. Third is area is equals to 0. So for calculation of area, you need to form 2 vectors, create cross product, make it 0, and then you will realize, right? What is the fourth method? Fourth method is AB is equals to lambda times AC. This is very easy method. So in here, what you need to do is, you need to calculate the AB vector. So AB vector would be what? Tell me, B minus A or A minus B, whatever. So 3 minus 4. So minus 1, comma, minus 3, comma, 3. Right? What about AC vector? Now AC vector would be C minus A. So that would be 5, comma, minus 15, comma, P minus 1. Now can you see? You have to multiply minus 5 to get this answer. Right? AB may you have to multiply minus 5 to get this answer. Right? So minus 5, and then you need to multiply minus 5 in this, okay? Minus 15, is it so? Hold on. AC would be C minus A. So it would be C minus A minus 5. Yes, then minus 15, correct. So plus 5. You need to multiply plus 5, right? So basically you need to multiply plus 5. So 3 into plus 5 is equals to P minus 1. P is equals to 16 would be your answer. Right? Yes. Okay. We can clearly see that AB, lambda AB is equals to AC. So lambda times minus 1 minus 3, 3 is equals to minus 5 minus 15 P minus 1. Clearly we can see that lambda is what? 5. If lambda is 5, you can just 3 5s are 15 in the left hand side and P minus 1 in the right hand side. So P is equals to 16. Right? Easy. Easiest method of all is this. And you know what? You can, in this type of question can be done by mental maths. Mental maths you can do. No need to write anything. Right? Okay. Now direction cosines of a line. Now this is something which is why P minus 1 Arvind is saying. Arvind, beta, what we are doing here? This is A, this is B, this is C. How to form AB vector, Arvind? How to form AB vector? AB vector. AB vector is what? B minus A. So 3 minus 5, 2 minus 5, 4 minus 1. Can you see this? What is AC vector? AC vector is C minus A. So minus 1 minus 4. Can you see this? Minus 10 minus 5. P minus 1. Right? Yes. Yes, Arvind. I can see alpha, alpha, alpha. Okay. So now, okay. Enough time pass done. Direction cosines, right? So the very basic building block of 3D geometry is going to start now. And you know what? Once you know direction cosines, once you know direction ratios, then mastering 3D geometry will be a cakewalk for you guys. So now I want your maximum attention over here. Okay? So direction cosines of a line. What is the definition of direction cosines of a line? So over here we have x, y and z axis, right? A 3D space we have. Okay. And yes. And you know what? You have a point P in space which is A comma B comma C. Right? And this is your O and this is your OP vector. Right? OP vector. Right? And you have a line. And you have a line. Direction cosines of a line. To understand direction cosines of a line, listen to me carefully. To understand direction cosines of a line, first of all, we need to have a line. Agree or not? So we are having a line. Okay? And on this, and what we are looking for is a vector which is parallel to this line. Right? A vector which is parallel to this line and which is passing through origin. Vector is a free vector, line is fixed. I cannot move any line, but I can move any vector. Right? Direction cosines of a line. So if I'm saying that calculate the angle of this line which it makes with x, y and z axis. Let me just repeat it one more time. If I am saying that I have a line and what I really want is angle between this line and x-axis, y-axis and z-axis, right? So what I'll be doing is I'll be taking a vector which is parallel to this and I will be talking about angle between this vector and x-axis. Will that be same? Obviously this will be same because the line will make exactly same angle with the x-axis and as the vector, right? So now if I don't talk about this line, once I have this parallel vector, if I delete this line, then also I'll be fine. I will not focus on the line anymore. I will only focus about this vector now. Okay? Alright. So now let's focus on this vector, and this vector is perpendicular to my line. Right? Now line is gone. Line is sidekick. The vector is main character. Right? So vector is giving us main character vibes. So now this vector is making alpha angle with x-axis. Right? This vector is making beta angle with y-axis, and this vector is making gamma angle with what? Z-axis. Right? Let me just repeat it one more time. This vector is making alpha angle with x-axis, beta with y and gamma with z-axis. And now direction cosines of a line will be what? Cos alpha, cos beta, cos gamma. Are what? DCs of line. DCs of my line. Right? Are DCs of my line. Yes? Now how to calculate DC of any line? So I will actually calculate cos alpha only, and then by looking at the cos alpha, I'll be thinking about the pattern and I'll be writing the value of cos beta and cos gamma. We'll only focus about cos alpha. So for cos alpha, we need to form a triangle, a 90-degree triangle, a right angle triangle. This is 90 degree. You all know that cos alpha is what? Base upon hypotenuse. Yes or no? This to you know, this is very basic. So cos alpha is base. What is base? So this base is nothing but OA. OA is your base and hypotenuse is what? OP. So cos alpha is OA upon OP. OA upon OP. This is your cos alpha. Right? What about cos beta? So cos beta would be simply OB upon OP. And this would be OC upon OP, because OP will be the hypotenuse in each and every case. OP will be the hypotenuse, right, in each and every angle. Now what is OA? Can you tell me what is the length of OA? So coordinates of A I already told you is this A lies on x-axis. So y and z are 0, but the coordinate of A is what? So this length is A, this length is also A comma 0 comma 0. Now OA, the length OA would be what? A. upon OP. This OP is nothing but square root of a square plus b square plus c square, because I know the coordinates of P. O is the origin, OP is this, right? This is very important. B upon square root of a square plus b square plus c square, and c upon square root of a square plus b square plus c square. This is your cos alpha, cos beta and cos gamma. So here we have L. L is the denotion. L is the standard notation of your cos alpha. L comma m comma n. These three are direction cosines, right? Are you getting my point? Yes. So L comma m comma n are nothing but direction cosines. So cos alpha, cos beta, cos gamma is what? A upon this, B upon this, C upon this. Sorted. Any issue in direction cosines? Any issue in definition of direction cosines of any line? Okay. We'll actually, okay, one more thing. You know what? One very important relation. Cos square alpha plus cos square beta plus cos square gamma is equal to 1. You don't believe me? You don't believe me? Just square and add, you will realize. Square it. If you square it, cos square alpha, right? And that will give you L square plus m square plus n square is equals to 1. So for any direction cosines L comma m comma n, this holds true. Right? So the square it, a square upon a square plus b square plus c square plus b square upon this plus c square upon this. So that would be a square plus b square plus c square upon a square plus b square plus c square. Cancel 1. Yes? Okay. So now we have a question, very basic question. Quickly we will solve it. So basically the question says that DCs of a line equally inclined with coordinate axis. That means cos alpha, basically alpha, beta, gamma all are equal. Alpha is equals to beta is equals to gamma. That means L is equals to m is equals to n. And you know L square plus m square plus n square is equals to 1. This we all know by now, right? So 3L square is equals to 1. This L square, 3L square is what? 1. So L is equals to plus minus 1 by root 3. So your DCs would be what? All are equal. 1 by root 3, 1 by root 3, 1 by root 3. Or all should be negative. Minus 1 by root 3, minus 1 by root 3, 1 by root minus 1 by root 3. So this is incorrect, this is also incorrect, this is also incorrect. Because DCs have been asked, that's why B option is absolutely correct. Yes, all good. Shall I move on to the next problem? All right. 1 minute to go. Solve this. Solve this in 1 minute, under 1 minute, quickly. You know already cos square alpha plus cos square beta plus cos square gamma is equals to 1. Cos square can be written down as 1 minus sine square plus 1 minus sine square beta plus 1 minus sine square gamma is equals to 1, right? So 3 minus sine square alpha plus sine square beta plus sine square gamma is equals to 1. 3 minus 1, 2 is equals to sine square alpha, sine square beta, sine square gamma. So 2 is the correct answer, and here we go. Yes? Perfect. All right, shall I move on to the next one? Direction ratios and direction cosines. So basically what happens is many students get confused in direction ratio and direction cosine. Right? Now, give me just 2 minutes. I will clear your confusion forever. Okay? So, you know, DCs to you know. है ना? DCs you know. DC is what? L, M, N. Right? So, if I form, so this is my DC. And what I want is vector form by DC. If I form a vector by DC, that is Li cap plus Mj cap plus Nk cap. Right? And if I ask you to calculate magnitude of this vector formed by direction cosine, so you will say, okay ma'am, magnitude is L square plus M square plus N square. So magnitude will be 1. Right? That means the vector formed by DC, the vector which is formed by direction cosine of a line, is a unit vector, my dear students. So basically, in the beginning, we had a vector OP. Remember, A, B, C. We had a vector OP vector. And you know what? This is your OP vector. So OP vector is what? AI cap plus BJ cap plus CK cap. What about vector formed by DC? Vector formed by DC. So that is what? A upon square root of A square plus B square plus C square I cap plus B upon square root of A square plus B square plus C square J cap plus C upon square root of A square plus B square plus C square K cap. That means basically vector formed by direction cosine is nothing but unit vector in the direction of, let's say this, so this is OA. So this is L, M, N. So this is a unit vector in direction of OP. That means specific term unit vector. Specific term unit vector in the same direction will give you direction cosines. Right? And any other vector in the same direction is your direction ratio. Okay? Alright, so now you know what is the similarity. Okay. Basically, there is one similarity between DC and DR and one basic difference between DC and DR. Right? So what is the similarity between direction ratio and direction cosine? Similarity is both are pointing towards same direction. That is one similarity. Both are parallel to my line, which was sidekick. Both are parallel to my line. That is one similarity. Right? Okay. And now, what is the difference? What is the exact difference? So the exact difference is direction cosine vector is a unit vector specifically. Direction ratio vector is any other vector but pointing in the same direction. And you know what? Direction ratio can be multiple, but direction cosine will be unique. Why? Because magnitude is defined as 1 and direction ratio's magnitude is not at all defined. You can take any magnitude. If you want to take any magnitude, there will be infinite direction ratio, but there will be single direction cosine. Yeah, yes. The confusion will get clear. Do not worry about that. Okay. So now again, another aspect. Now you will know. So if A, B, C is the direction ratio of any line. So if A, B, C, you know this is P, this is O, right? And this is OP vector, this is your line. OP vector and line are parallel. So A, B, C will be what? Direction ratios of line. Direction means what? The direction of line and this vector is parallel. Okay? Right? So AI cap plus BJ cap plus CK cap will be a vector parallel to the line. Okay? Now L, M, N be the DCs of any line. So basically if you talk about direction cosines, then this will be a unit vector parallel to the line. Can you see that? For any vector to be direction ratio, it should be parallel. Only condition is it should be parallel. But for it to be DC, it should be a unit vector. Right? It should be a unit vector. Only this. Can you see this? Both direction ratio is parallel to the line and direction cosine is also parallel to the line. But DC is any vector parallel. DR is any vector parallel and DC is unit vector parallel. Right? Okay. So if I talk about DC and DR, So DC is vector parallel to line, DR is vector parallel to line. Okay. And DC is what? Unit vector parallel to the line, and DR is any vector parallel to the line. Now you're getting it little. Yes, only this, okay. All right, okay. You know what, so if now you will ask me, okay ma'am, we have understood, but we don't know how to calculate DC. We don't know how to calculate DR. Tell me something we can calculate DC or calculate DR. So basically, if you are given with a line, if a line is given to you and you have a point on the line x1, y1, z1, and you have another point x2, y2, z2, right? And what you need to calculate is DR of that line, DR. You need to calculate first what? DR and then eventually DC. How do you do that? How will I do that, ma'am? How will I do that? If 2 points are given, now tell me the definition of, basic definition of DR. Basic definition is we need to find a vector which is parallel to this line, right? So a vector, basically if I take this point A, take this point B, so AB vector will give me a vector parallel to this line, yes or no? And hence we will get our direction ratio, right? So if you have AB, agar AB nahi hai to PQ likh lo. Write it down, PQ. So this is what P, this is what Q, right? So PQ, basically DR of line PQ will be, if you are given with 2 points on a line, if you need to write direction ratios of these two lines, and that would be what, pata hai? x2 minus x1 comma y2 minus y1 comma z2 minus z1, right? This would be your direction ratio. So if I tell you there are 2 points on the line 1, 2, 3 and 3, 5, 7, 3, 5, 9. What would be the DR of this line? So DR would be, ma'am, 3 minus 1, 2, comma 3, comma 6. This is your DR. What about DC? How to calculate DC? So for DC, you need to form a unit vector. How do you do that? Come on, you know how to form a unit vector. So 2, 3, 6 will be there. But upon may, there will be square root of 4 plus 9 plus 36. In each and every this. Denominator mein in each and every, so this would be your DC. So DC of PQ would be what? Tell me. DC would be x2 minus x1 upon length of PQ, comma y2 minus y1 upon length of PQ, because unit vector you are calculating, z2 minus z1 upon PQ, right? And while writing DC and DR, we don't use I cap, J cap, K cap. These are the numbers only, right? Okay. So let's just understand with the help of this particular question. And you know what? I'll show you. This LMN, two relations in LMN are given to us. LM and N are given to us. And these type of questions basically are very trending for your upcoming JEE Main examination, where two equations related to LM and N are given to us. How to solve it? I have two more questions similar to this. Right? So listen to this carefully, because two more questions from JEE Main 2023, 2021 are already there. Right? So this is the basic one. So the question says direction cosines L, M, N of a line which are connected by this relation is. Acha. So basically L, M, N you know is nothing but direction cosine. Two relations are given to you, and you need to figure out the DC, exact DC, right? But the thing is, we have three unknowns. If you remember, we have three unknowns, L, M and N. But I only have two relations. This is so basic that if I need to find three unknowns, I need three relations. Where is the third one? Who is going to tell me? Where is the third relation? Where is the third relation, guys? Who is going to tell me in the chat box? Okay, anyway. I will show you when the time will come. So basically we need to solve these two. How to solve it? L will be equal to minus of m plus n, right? And what about this? So 2lm plus 2mn is equals to nl, right? So the very first thing I can do is just plug in the value of L from here to here. Let's do this, guys. So twice of L is what? Minus of m plus n, and this is m, plus 2mn is equals to n times minus m plus n, right? So this is minus 2m square. Then we have minus 2mn plus 2mn, guys. So these two are getting cancelled out. Immediately do that. And this is minus mn minus n square, right? Shift everything towards the left hand side, so that would be n square plus mn minus 2m square is equals to 0. So this is the quadratic, right? How do you solve this quadratic? So this can be solved by splitting the middle term. This is how you split it. Is equals to 0. Can you see? You can take out n square common from here, n common from here. So n, if n is common, n plus 2m, minus if m is common, n plus 2m, right? n plus 2m, n plus 2m. So clearly n is equals to m, or n is equals to minus 2m. So basically there are two possibilities. Possibility number 1, right? So if L comma M comma N is given to us for possibility number 1, right? So possibility number 1, N and M are equal. If N and M are equal, so your L will be what? Minus 2N maybe. So minus 2N, and this is N, and this is N, right? Right? Yes or no? If N and M are equal, I will replace this M by what? N. So L would be minus 2N. And M and N are equal, M will be replaced by N. N is N only. So this will be minus 2 comma 1 comma 1 is your direction ratios, by the way. Direction ratio minus 2 comma 1 comma 1. So minus 2, 1, 1. You need to divide it by what? 2 square, 1 square, 1 square. Then only you will get direction cosines. So this is matching with option A actually. Option A is definitely correct. Right? Option A is definitely correct. Okay. And you know what? N is equals to minus 2m. Now we have one more possibility. L comma M comma N. N is what? Minus 2m. So n can be replaced by what? Minus 2m, so that would be m. This will be replaced by m. And you know what? M is m only, and m is what? Minus 1 by 2. N. N is what? Minus 2m, sorry. Minus 2m, yes. Minus 2m. Can you see 1 comma 1 comma minus 2? Now 1 comma 1 comma minus 2 is not matching with this, not matching with this, but it is matching with this. Option D is also correct. By the way, guys, this is sorry for the googly, but this is multi-select question. A and D both are correct. You know what? 1 comma 1 comma minus 2. If you multiply it with minus sign, what will you get? Minus 1, 2. Right? And direction cosines minus root 6 will be there. So this is the correct answer. You know, L will be minus 2. This will be this. ऐसे करके replace किया है. Are you guys with me? Are you guys with me? Is it that difficult? Is it that difficult? Adhavi, Vijay Lakshmi, do you find it difficult? It is not difficult actually. So this whole solution, but algorithm is very clear. Basically, you need to solve these two equations. The moment you solve these two equations, you get two relations. And the moment you get two relations, identify what? L, M, N in the single variable. And you will get the DCs. Okay? One more time we will do similar question now. You will be fine, absolutely fine. Okay? Alright, angle between two lines. Now angle between two lines, you know what, we have studied this in vector algebra, wherein we have studied how to calculate angle between two vectors, right? And in here we are looking for angle between two lines, and you know what, the good news is both are exactly same. Suppose you have two lines. If you have two lines, then what do you have? You have two different direction ratio vector, isn't it? Or you have two different direction cosines. So suppose line 1 is having direction cosine a1, b1, c1. Line 1 is having direction cosines a1, b1, c1. Line 2 is having direction cosine a2, b2, c2, right? That means what? That we have a vector which is parallel to my line number 1. This is that vector, this is this vector. And you need to figure out angle between them. So the whole question, the whole problem boils down to what? The whole problem boils down to you need to just find angle between two vectors. And you know what? That can be done by this formula. Cos theta is nothing but dot product of these two, a dot b, whole upon magnitude of a, magnitude of b. That's what we have done, right? Take dot product in the numerator. So a1, a2, b1, b2, c1, c2. Can you see the dot product? And divided by magnitude of individual vectors. That's how you calculate angle between two lines. Okay? All right. But in case of line, what happens is, in case of line, so if two lines are parallel, it is obvious that angle between them is what? 0. And angle between them is 0. If angle between them is 0, then cos 0 degree. Lines will be perpendicular. Perpendicular condition is a1, a2 plus b1, b2 plus c1, c2 should be equal to 0. Why? Because theta is 90 degree and cos 90 is 0. Right? Lines will be parallel. So lines will be parallel if these two vectors will form what? So vector number 1, a1, vector number 1 is parallel to vector number 2. So that can be done by a1 vector should lambda times like this. The similar condition which we write for condition of two vectors to be parallel. You will actually, by looking at these two vectors, you will realize, okay ma'am, these two vectors are parallel. These two are looking like these two are parallel vectors, right? Okay. Alright. So this is the condition of parallel vector. Both vectors are parallel. Okay. So fine with angle between two lines, I guess you are fine. Now, suppose you are given with direction ratios. So in here, direction ratios is given. But now, you are given with direction cosine. This time direction cosine is given to you. How will you calculate cos theta? So cos theta is what again? So direction cosine is nothing but unit vector which is parallel to this line. Same thing you need to do. You need to take dot product in the numerator, and in the denominator you need to divide it by what? Magnitude. Magnitude is 1 because this is a unit vector. So that's why there is nothing in the denominator. And same thing. If these two vectors are parallel, by looking at these two vectors, you will understand, okay, these two vectors are parallel. But if these two vectors are perpendicular, so dot product should be 0. Dot should be 0 for perpendicular vectors, right? Angle between two lines. Is that clear? Is that perfect? Yes. Okay, all right. So we have a question. We have a question. If you know it, then you will solve it. If you know it, then you will be able to solve it. Quickly solve it in the chat box. Coordinates of point A, B, C, D. So basically 4 points are given to us, and AB is perpendicular to CD. Very basic. If AB and CD are perpendicular, AB dot CD should be equal to what? 0. AB vector, can you figure out? AB vector. AB vector is given by B minus A. So that would be 5 minus 4. So I cap right? Minus 3 minus alpha j cap, and 2 minus 2 0 k cap. That's it. This is your AB vector, right? So what is AB is perpendicular to CD? Now CD vector is given by this. So this CD vector dot CD vector CD. So 3 minus beta I cap, 3 minus 1 2 j cap, minus 1 so minus 2 k cap is equals to 0. I so 3 minus beta, j so that would be minus 6 minus 2 alpha is equals to 0. So minus 3 is equals to 2 alpha plus beta. The question is asking us what? The value of alpha and beta. So clearly we cannot calculate the individual value of alpha and beta, but smartly what we can do it, we can just start plugging in the value. If I take option A, does it fit this equation? Definitely option A is fitting my equation, so option A is absolutely correct. By the way, hold on. We don't need to sound fool, because we need to make sure that the rest of the things should not be satisfying this. So 2 2s are 4 minus 1. No, it is not getting satisfied. It is also not getting satisfied, and it is also not getting satisfied. The only option which is getting satisfied is what? Option A. Yes, perfect, easy peasy lemon squeezy, or not? Easy peasy question or not? Now we are here with our next problem, which says that we need to find angle between lines whose direction cosine satisfy the equation. So basically we have got two equations, similar question, but this time we need to figure out angle between the lines. You know what? When I was a student, I was actually confused by looking at the question, because I was in that mindset that okay, L comma M comma N, this L comma M comma N relates to one single line. How can I calculate between two lines? Because this information is about only one line. That's how it looks like, right? But it is not the case, because in the previous question, similar question we did, right? And you know what? We've got two different sets of direction cosines, right? Now are you getting my point? You've got automatically, you will get two different sets of L comma M comma N, two different versions if you solve these two equations, and that will corresponding to two different lines, and you need to figure out angle between two lines, right? Okay, so L comma M comma N L square. Okay, it's similar method will be used. L is equals to minus M plus N, right? And you need to plug in the value over here, square it. So M square plus N square plus 2mn will be on the left hand side, and on the right hand side would be M square plus N square. This is cancelled. So Mn is equals to 0. So either M is 0 or N is 0. So every time you will get two different conditions, right? So first of all, L comma M comma N, first set, second set L comma M comma N. Clearly first set, first possibility is what? M is 0, right? If your M is 0, L and N will have opposite signs, clearly. So if this is 1, this is minus 1. Sorted, okay? What about this? Second possibility is N is 0. If N is 0, then L and M will be of opposite sign. So minus 1 comma minus 1. So basically you've got actually two vectors. You've got, you need to figure out angle between two vectors, right? So cos theta will be equal to what? Tell me. So 1 into minus 1, it would be minus 1, right? And 0 into minus 1, it would be 0. Minus 1 into 0, it would be 0 again, upon square root of root 2. So this would be what? Minus 1 by 2, or we can say 1 by 2. Cos theta is either minus half or half. So because in this question it is clearly given that the angle between two lines is acute angle, so half will corresponding to 60 degree. Only option A is absolutely right, 60 degree, pi by 3. Yes, right? JEE Main 2014, clear? Nice, nicely done. Now you know, Now, some people were actually finding the previous question difficult. L, M, N, too many calculation. But now, I guess second condition is wrong. No, why it is wrong? It is absolutely right. We will need two conditions. We will definitely need two conditions. If you don't get two conditions, you won't get two different set of direction ratios. Then how will you calculate angle between two different lines? See, another question, similar question, JEE in 2021. Shall I do it or will I give you this as a homework question? What do you think? Abhi kare? Shall we do it now? Shall we do it now? Black caps know that these are not DCs. No black caps, not DCs. These were direction ratios. You know what? Because basically I am writing here. I am not writing the exact value of M. I am not writing the exact value of L, M, N if you notice. Are you getting my point? I am just only talking about the ratios. I am not getting L is equals to 1, L, M is equals to 2. Minus 1, 1, 0 second condition. Ha, okay, yes. Ha, correct. Sorry. 1 into, you are correct. This question, okay. Let me give you this as a homework question, but make sure that you do it, right? Take the screenshot, homework question, all right. Okay. We will solve this question later, yes. Okay. Let's now how to write. Take screenshot or maybe you will get to see after the live as well. Do not worry about that. Okay, so now we are looking for projection of a line segment on another line. Projection of a line segment on another line. So basically here we have a line segment and here we have a line. Right? Line. So basically what we are looking for is projection of line L, line segment AB on line L, okay. So the projection will look like this. So we are looking for the length PQ basically. We are looking for length PQ. So PQ length, for PQ length we have a very nice formula, To get the length of PQ, we need to know the direction cosines of this line L, M, N, and you know what? We need to know the coordinates x1, y1, z1, x2, y2, z2. Right? So for that, what we need to do is we need to know what? AB vector basically. How to get AB vector? x2 minus x1, y2 minus y1, z2 minus z1. And we need to take dot product of this AB vector with direction of this line, which is what? L, M, N. So L, M, N. You know what? Now we need to divide this by what? Magnitude of this vector, but magnitude of this vector is already 1. So that's it. That's all you need to do. So basically what you need to do is difference between these coordinates correspondingly multiplied by L, M and N will give you length PQ, which is nothing but the projection. Tell me in the chat box whether you understood this formula nicely or not. Whether you have understood this formula nicely or not. Yes, Dibakar, I definitely remember you. All right, if you have understood this problem, then I have a problem for you. Yes, I have a problem for you. The projection of a line segment joining the points. Is it so? Do you have a class? Shreyas sir का कैसे? Oh no, that's not a class. That's not a class. That's an announcement. Okay, ठीक है. The projection of a line segment joining these two points on the line joining these two points. Okay. So basically the situation looks like कि we have projection of line segment. So we have A and B given to us, which is 1, -1, 3 and 2, -4, 11, right? And we have a line, and this line passes through 2 points basically, which are -1, 2 and 3 and 3, -2, 10. What I know about the projection, is what? This PQ length will be equal to what? Now subtract these two. 2 - 1, 1. I'm applying the formula directly. -4 + 1. So this would be -3. And 11 - 3, this would be 8, right? Now I need to multiply these terms with what? Direction cosines. So for that we need direction cosines of this line. How to calculate direction cosine of this line which is passing through 2 points? So I have already told you this, by the way. If you have 2 points, right? If you have 2 points, okay, let me go back. Let me just go back. If you have 2 points, we have covered this, right? If you have 2 points, yes. If you have 2 points, direction cosine will look like this and direction ratio will look like this. We have solved this, right? So direction cosine will be directly the subtraction, dividing it by the same square, the magnitude will give you DC, right? Same. So I am in need of this. I want direction cosines, right? Let's just quickly find the direction cosine now. So direction cosine will be what? So 4, -4, 7 whole upon square root of 16 plus 16 plus 49. Right? So what would be the value? 32 plus 49, 81, 9. So 4 by 9 minus 4 by 9, 7 by 9. Right? So the answer would be what? 12 plus 4, 16. 7 8s are 56. 56 plus 16, 72 by 9. 8 is your answer. So 8, JEE Main 2020 का सवाल है. Alpha, beta और gamma in the chat box. Alpha, beta, yes, Vijay Lakshmi, very nice. Yes, Vaishnavi, very good. Alpha, beta or gamma in the chat box. Yusuf is saying alpha. I am super duper impressed by Yusuf. Yusuf is saying alpha. Namrata, we share same name, except that H in the middle. Straightforward alpha, black caps is saying, kya baat hai, very nice. Equation of a straight line. Now I want you to know the equation of a straight line in vector form, and in Cartesian form. Right? Suppose we have a line L, and you know what? We have a point on it, A vector. We have a point on it. A vector is a point, right? And we have a direction related to this. So in vector form, I can clearly write this as r vector. R is what? Any vector, any point on this. Basically r is any general point on it. So I can see Frank has written y is equals to mx plus c. So what is y and x? Any general point, right? Which is lying on that particular line. So here r vector is that particular vector which is lying on that line, and this is a vector plus lambda times b vector, right? A vector plus lambda times b vector, है ना? This is first form. How to write this in Cartesian form basically? So in here we have what? Again same point A, which is what? x1, y1, z1, and we have a direction b vector which is nothing but a comma b comma c direction ratio, right? So how to write it? And r vector is any r vector is what? X comma y comma z. So basically if I write x I cap plus y j cap plus z k cap will be equal to a vector plus lambda times b vector. A vector is what? x1 I cap plus y1 j cap plus z1 k cap plus lambda times b vector is what? A I cap plus b j cap plus c k cap. Right, now figure out the value of lambda. X will be equal to what? x1 plus lambda a. So x minus x1 upon a is equals to lambda, right? What about y? So y minus y1. Y minus y1 upon b is equals to lambda similarly, and z minus z1 upon c is equals to lambda. So I can write this as x minus x1 by a, y minus y1 by b, z minus z1 by c. Can you see these two are exactly same? This is vector form, this is Cartesian form. This is vector form, this is Cartesian form. Here A is nothing but that point, and here x1, y1, z1 is nothing but that point which we know is lying on the line. Right? Can you see that? Here a comma b comma c is nothing but what? Direction ratio of that line, or you can say any vector which is parallel to that line. है ना? And here this b vector also represents the same thing, a vector which is parallel to the line. That means it is what? It is what? Direction cosines. Okay, perfect. So vector form, Cartesian form, when? So what is similarity? What is similarity? Basically a point and a direction is given to you. A point and a direction is given to you. Right? So yes, this is what your vector form, this is your point, this is your direction, this is your Cartesian form, this is your point, this is your basically direction. ठीक है? Okay. Okay, so here we have a question which says, so let's just solve it by a question which says, a straight line passing through this point and parallel to this vector. So if I want to write this equation in vector form, how will I write it? R vector will be point. So point is this, minus 5i cap plus 2j cap plus 4k cap plus lambda times this direction, which is 2i cap minus 3j cap plus k cap. Right, this is vector form. How about Cartesian form? How to write this equation? So x plus 5 is equals to y minus 2 is equals to z minus 4 upon 2 minus 3, 1. So 2 minus 3 and 1. This is how you write Cartesian form. Now you know. Now you know how to write. Basically, if you see the equation in Cartesian plane, in Cartesian form or vector form, will you be able to determine what is this, what is this? The moment you see this, you should be able to know that this is what? Point. This is what? Line. This is point. This is direction. Yes? Okay. The question is asking you to calculate, okay, the equation of straight line which is passing through this point and is parallel to this line. How do you write? So equation of straight line which is passing through this point, na? So x minus 3, y plus 6 z minus 8, right? Whole upon. Now what are the direction ratios? Since my line is parallel to this line, direction ratios will be same, 1, 4 and minus 5. Yes? Now you know. Okay. JEE Main 2019, here is your problem. I'll give you 2 minutes to solve this. 2 minutes to solve this. JEE Main 2019 का problem है. So the question says lines this and this are perpendicular, right? So the moment I see this now, I actually am not able to understand the direction cosines of these two lines. To know the direction cosine of this line, we need to do some manipulation. How? I will show you. So basically I will be doing x minus b upon a is equals to y, right? And what about this? Same, z minus d upon c is equals to y, right? So this is line number 1. So now I can see the line, I can see my line in standard form. So x minus b by a is equals to y minus 0 by 1 is equals to z minus d by c. This is my line number 1, right? Now you know the drill. Now you can calculate the same for line number 2 and then apply the perpendicular condition, right? So x minus b dash upon a dash is equal to what? Z, right? And y minus d dash upon c dash is equal to z, right? So x minus b dash upon a dash is equal to y minus d dash upon c dash is equals to z minus 0 by 1. Now can you see this is the direction ratio of first line, this is the direction ratio of second line. If both lines are perpendicular, you can simply just take dot product. So a dash plus 1 into c dash plus c into 1 is equals to 0. A dash plus c dash plus c. Option D absolutely right. Option D absolutely right. Yes. So now you know the drill, right? Even if the line is like not looking like the standard form, you can still convert that line in standard form, right? Let's just, okay, talk about this question which is asking us what? Coordinates of points on this line which are at a distance of 6 units from this point, right? Coordinate of points on the line which are at a 6 units from the point. Right? So I'll show you one more thing I want to tell you. So if you have any line, right? If you have any line, you can assume any coordinate on this line in terms of lambda. I'll show you how. So the coordinates will be, so x coordinate, x would be lambda plus 2, right? X would be lambda, y would be 2 lambda minus 1 and z would be minus 2 lambda plus 3. This is x comma y comma z which is lying on this line. So coordinate of points on the line. So I have assumed this as coordinate of this point which are at a distance of 6 units from this point. Now so basically let us mark this point as A, right? This point as B. B is given to you. AB is given as what? 6 units. So why don't you apply the distance formula and get the value of lambda? Yes, why don't you apply distance formula in this? You know this is your point A, point B is given, right? So lambda plus 2 minus 2 is what? Lambda square plus 2 lambda minus 1 plus 1. So 2 lambda ka whole square, minus 2 lambda and so minus 2 lambda plus 3 minus 3, तो minus 2 lambda का whole square is equals to 6. You can see 4 plus 4. So 9 lambda square is equals to what? 36. Lambda square is equals to what? 4. So lambda is coming out as what? Plus minus 2. Lambda is what? Plus minus 2. Plug in the value of lambda in here. You will get your answer. So the moment you put plus 2, what you get is what? 4. 2 2s are 4, minus 1, 3. And okay. So minus 4. So 4, 3 and minus 1. That means option D. The moment you plug in lambda is equals to 2. What about when you put lambda is equals to minus 2? You will get what? 0. Okay. 0. Right? Minus 2 if you put over here, minus 5. Minus 2 if you put over here. Can you see? Again, multi-select. Both answers are correct. Both answers are correct. C and D both are correct, guys. All right. And you know what, geometrically, if you think, there are some students who are able to think this question as in a geometric way. So basically, if you have a line and if you have a point, and I am asking you that my point is 6 units away from this line, so basically there will be actually 2 ways, there will be actually 2 points. There are chances of getting 2 points. Yes, perfect. Okay, all right. Now one more thing. Basically, if you know, so we have already studied the equation of line where a point and a direction is given to you. Now we will know that how to write equation of line which is passing through these 2 points. So basically for that, we need vector form will be what? R is equals to that A vector. So let us say this is A vector, this is B vector. A and B, this time A and B both are points, plus lambda times. So basically what is the format? R vector is equals to point plus lambda times direction. Always remember, R vector is equals to point plus lambda times the direction. So A is point, lambda times the direction. I don't have the direction, I have 2 points. Why not I create this direction? This is how we write. That means R vector is equals to x1 I cap plus y1 j cap plus z1 k cap. This is the point number 1, plus lambda times x2 minus x1 I cap plus y2 minus y1 j cap plus z2 minus z1 k cap. If I want to write this in Cartesian form, by the way, it will look like x minus x1, y minus y1, z minus z1 upon. Here I write direction ratios, right? So direction ratios are what? x2 minus x1, guys. Remember? y1, y2 minus y1, z2 minus z1. Remember, these are the direction cosines. I already told you this. I already told you. Don't tell me that I didn't tell you. All right, do this. Equation of straight line passing through these 2 points. So if I need to write the vector form, it would be what? I cap minus 2j cap plus 7k cap plus lambda times subtraction of these two, 4i cap plus 5j cap minus 8k cap. And same, if I want to write this in what? Cartesian form, x minus 1 is equals to y plus 2 is equals to z minus 7 upon. Now 5 minus 1, 4, 3 minus 2, 5, minus 1 minus 7 minus 8. Yes, perfect. Another question on your screen. What does this question says? So the question says, which of the following does not represent the equation of line passing through these 2 points? Okay, so it's pretty easy. We need to figure out equation of line which does not passes through these 2 points, right? So I can see that 2, 1, 3, 2, 1 and 3. So the point is same. What about the direction? So let me calculate the direction. 2 plus 1, 3. 1 minus 3 minus 2. 3 minus 1, 2. That means option A to satisfy kar raha hai. Option A is getting satisfied. 3 minus 2, 2. I approve as the direction. 3 minus 2, 2. And you know what, in this is also the direction. So this is also right. This should be the point. And you know what, minus 1, 3, 1. This is the point. This is also like good, right? And what about this now? Minus 3, 2, minus 2. So this direction is fine. This direction is also fine. I am just concerned about this point. I am concerned about this point and this point, right? So let's just write this equation. This is the equation, right? X minus 2. So from this I can actually calculate a point, guys. Let's just calculate a point because this is the correct equation. X will be what? 3 lambda plus 2. And in this, the x coordinate is 5. So from here, lambda is equals to 1. Y is what? Minus 2 lambda plus 1. Lambda 1 likho. Lambda 1 will give you minus 1. So this is wrong. This is wrong. Lambda 1 will give you what? It's giving you wrong. Right? So this is correct. How? Now write it as 8. So 8, 6. 6 to lambda 2. 2 2s are 4. You know what? Minus 3 is coming. Z is equals to what? 2 lambda plus 3. Put lambda is equals to 2. You will get what? 3 to the put lambda is equals to 2. 7. Absolutely. 8 minus 3, 7. This is also, so matlab D option is correct. D option is correct. Yes. Done. So this is how you calculate. Okay. Now before starting with the skew lines, I would like one more thing. Okay. I actually skipped one question. Now is the time we can solve this question. So this question which says angle theta between line number 1 and line number 2. So basically angle between lines is similar as what? Angle between two vectors. So these are the two vectors, 1, 2, 3, 3 minus 1, 4. So cos theta will be what? Tell me. Dot product between 2. So 3 minus 2, 3 4s are 12. Upon square root of magnitude of this, 1 plus 4 plus 9 and 9 plus 1 plus 16. Right? So 12 plus 1 is 13 upon north of root 14 and root 26. So this would be what? Root 13 by root 2, root 2, root 7. 13 by 2 root 7. Option B. Kya? Why or Vijay Lakshmi, what happened? Why you are saying option D? Kaise aaya? I can't see. Why option D? Perfectamundo. Chalo. Now what are skew lines? What are skew lines? So basically skew lines are non-coplanar line. Non-coplanar lines. Right? So basically there are some lines which lie in a single plane, but there are a few lines which lie, oops. There are a few lines which lie in a different plane. I will show you how to imagine it. So basically, can you see that you can't say that these two lines are parallel? Can you see? You can't say that these two lines are parallel. And these two lines are neither intersecting as well. right? They would never intersect, but they are not parallel. Can you see they are not parallel? This is going in this direction, this is going in this direction, right? So these are the skew lines. But you know what happens is there is a moment wherein we can find a vector or a line which is perpendicular to both the lines, right? So suppose this is your line. क्या हो गया इसको? हाँ. So let me just draw a skew line for you. Suppose you have this line and you have this line, right? Okay. So basically what I was trying to say is there is one moment in which wherein if I drop a perpendicular, so that perpendicular is perpendicular to both the lines, and this will actually give me the shortest distance between two skew lines, right? So let me just tell you something about two skew lines. They are neither parallel nor intersecting. I have already showed that these are neither parallel nor intersecting, and these are non-coplanar line, right? That's why they are not parallel and not intersecting. These are non-coplanar line basically. Okay. So first understand how to calculate a distance between them. For that, what I will be needing is, you have a line 1. So line 1 will definitely have a point A, right? Line 2 will also definitely have a point B, right? And you know what we need to do is, we just need to take the projection of AB vector on this PQ vector. This PQ is nothing but, PQ vector is perpendicular to both the lines. So the whole point is taking projection of AB vector, where A is a point on this first line, B is point on another line, and projection of AB on this PQ vector. Now you will say me, okay ma'am, you have two lines. So if you are given with the equation of both the lines, you will have point A definitely, because in the line the point is definitely mentioned, and point B is also with you, so you will be able to find what? AB vector, so you will be able to find. So what you need to do is take projection on PQ vector. How will you be able to do that? So projection of AB on PQ will give you your answer. Projection of AB on PQ vector will give you your answer, right? So how to calculate PQ vector, ma'am? So let me just tell you what is PQ vector. Basically, the PQ vector is nothing but a vector which is perpendicular to both the lines. Listen to me carefully. PQ vector is such a vector which is perpendicular to both the lines, or rather we can say that perpendicular to what? Both the vectors, B1 and B2. So this PQ vector is nothing but what? B1 cross B2, right? The cross product of B1 and B2 will be what? Perpendicular to P2 vector, and PQ vector is what? B1 cross B2. So that's how we will calculate. Basically AB vector multiply what? AB vector ka dot with what? P cross Q upon P cross Q, right? That's how you calculate the shortest distance between two skew lines, right? Okay. So if you are given with the two lines now, I already told you this in 3D geometry PYQs, right? So the PQ distance, the shortest distance would be what? Very easy. Now I'm going to tell you the final method. The final method says that you need to write something in this determinant. So basically A1, B1, C1 will be in the row number 2. A2, B2, C2 will be in the row number 3, right? And row number 1, what will you write in row number 1? So row number 1 would be what? X2 minus X1, Y2 minus Y1, Z2 minus Z1. You know what? Whole upon abhi khatam nahi hua hai. Yes, it would be nothing but cross product between two vectors ijk, A1, B1, C1, A2, B2, C2. Obviously you need to take modulus and the whole modulus, right? You know what? I have to solve one question to show you how it is done, and then only you will realize and you will believe on me ki ma'am, yes, it can be done. Yes ma'am, you are right. this can be done. You know what? Let me just write. JEE Main 2024. This will definitely be there in your upcoming JEE Main 2024. January भी लिख दूँ क्या? है ना? Shortest distance between these two lines. How to calculate? So shortest distance. Very easy. Very easy. Please do not at all leave these type of questions, because these questions are very obvious and very straightforward. Right? So basically, okay. So row number 2 will have what? 3 minus 1 1. Row number 3 will have what? Minus 3 2 4. Same here also. 3 minus 1 1 minus 3 2 4. Right? In row number 1, we need to write x2 minus x1. So point, write down the point. Don't do the direct thing. Write down the point. 3 comma 8 comma 3. Right? And you know what this? What is the point? Tell me. Minus 3 comma minus 7 comma 6. Here you will do a silly mistake. Don't do that. Right? 3 minus 3, so 6. 8 minus minus 7, so 15. 3 minus 6 minus 3. Solve it. Get the answer. Right? So solve the determinant. 6 minus 4 minus 2. So minus 36. Can you see this? Then minus 15 into minus 15. And then minus 3 into 3 2s are 6 minus 3. So minus 3 into 3. Whole upon square root of 6 ka square plus 15 ka square plus 3 ka square. Right? So this is what modulus 36 plus 270, 225 plus 9. Right? Modulus laga diya isliye. Root again 36 plus 225 plus 9. Nice. 270 upon root 270. So this is equal to what? Root 270. That is equals to 9 into 30. Root 9 into root 30. So 3 root 30. Option C. This will be in your upcoming JEE Main 2024. What do you think? कि नहीं होगा? Condition for lines to be coplanar. Now this is again something which is important for mains 2024. Condition of lines for to be coplanar. And you know what the good news is? We have the same formula as exactly as skew lines. So basically, when the shortest distance between two lines becomes 0, the lines become coplanar. That's it. That's all you need to apply. Okay? If the lines are parallel and they have same direction cosines, then also they are coplanar, right? It is very obvious the moment you see that okay, lines are parallel, parallel means coplanar. And if they are not parallel, then what would be the condition? The condition would be shortest distance between two skew lines should be 0, right? Shortest distance between two skew lines should be 0. That means this determinant should be equal to 0. And this determinant we have already seen, right? So let's just solve this question which was asked in JEE Main 2020 September, which is asking you what? So you have a line, okay, sorry for the text missing, but nothing is there. L1 is the line and L2 is the line. These lines are coplanar and you need to figure out what L2 passes through what all points. So basically you need to figure out the value of alpha first, and then you need to figure out which point is satisfying this L2. Shall I give you 2 minutes to solve this question? Yes? Shall I give you 2 minutes to solve this question? इंट्रोड्यूस लैम्डा, या लैम्डा तो ठीक है, कोप्लेनर है ना, तो कोप्लेनर है अगर, तो देखो कोप्लेनर है तो शॉर्टेस्ट डिस्टेंस विल बी इक्वल टू 0, तो डिटर्मिनेंट, so 2 minus 1 and 1, alpha 5 minus alpha and 1, right? And here, so write down the coordinate, it will be minus 1, 2 and 1, and it would be minus 2, minus 1 and minus 1, right? So minus 1, minus 2, 2, and this would be 3, and this would be 2. This is equal to 0. Get the value of alpha, guys. What are you doing? Get the value of alpha. Minus 1 plus alpha minus 5. Minus 3. 2 minus alpha. Plus 2. 10 minus 2 alpha. Plus alpha. Okay, so this would be alpha minus 6 plus 3 alpha, and you have 10 minus alpha, so plus 20 minus 2 alpha is equals to 0. So alpha 4 to 2 alpha, and we have minus 12 plus, so is equals to minus 8. Alpha is coming out as minus 4. The moment you see alpha as minus 4, plug in the value. So that would be x plus 2 is equals to y plus 1 z plus 1 upon. Alpha is what? Minus 4, right? Alpha is minus 4 if I am not wrong. So minus 4, 9 and 1. Minus 4, 9 and 1 is equals to lambda. So minus 4 lambda minus 2 comma 9 lambda minus 1 comma lambda minus 1, right? These are the 3 points. Now one by one, if your x is minus 2, option A, if your x is minus 2, so minus 4 lambda minus 2 is equals to minus 2, lambda is coming out to be 0, right? If x is minus 2, then your y is coming out as minus 1, z is coming out as minus 1, 2. So that means this option is incorrect. Then your x is plus 2. So for option D, let's check for option D. X is plus 2. So minus 4 lambda minus 2 is equals to 2. Minus 4 lambda is equals to 4. Lambda is equals to minus 1. Lambda is what? Minus 1. Lambda is what? Minus 1. So if lambda is minus 1, then this is what? Minus 10. Y is what? Minus 10. Z is what? Minus 2. So minus 10 minus 2, option D is absolutely right. Can you see option D is absolutely right? Yes, that's how you calculate. That's how you calculate, right? Now you know how to do these type of questions. Yes, give me a big thumbs up, because I can see the Josh is getting a little bit thanda, right? Because coplanar, now we have two more topics, guys, and please don't saturate your mind. Be alert, be attentive, right? It's been very less time actually. We are not doing 6-7 hours sessions, right? It's already 9. We are only, like, we have only studied for 2 hours only, right? Less than 1 hour is remaining. Like 30 minutes, 40 minutes, I'll be finishing the session off. And you know what, the topics are really, really important. Do not leave the session in the middle. Okay? Alright. Another question for coplanar. This will be a homework question for you, and you know what, this was from JEE Main 2021. This was asked in Main 2021. The question says these lines are coplanar if. So we need to apply the condition of coplanarity, but for that, this particular form or this particular face is not looking good. We need to convert into our familiar form, okay? Make it familiar. So x minus 0 upon 1 is equals to, divide this by a. So y minus 1 by a upon 1 by a. right? And this is z minus 2 upon 1. Or rather, this 1 by a is not looking good. So what we can do is we can multiply it with what? A, x minus 0 by a. Y minus 1 by a upon 1. Z minus 2 upon a. Multiplied with a. So this is equation of line 1. What about line 2? X minus 0 by 1 is equals to y minus 2 by 3 upon 1 by 3 is equals to z minus 2 by b upon 1 by b. Multiply the direction ratio by 3b, you will get better look and feel. 3b, so this would be b, z minus 2 by b upon 3. This is your line number 2. This is your line number 1. Apply the condition of coplanarity, right? This is your homework question. Yes, movie house, what is your doubt? And this is also your homework question, guys. Again, this was from JEE Main 2021. Take a screenshot. You know what to do, right? So basically, 2 questions till here are very important. Number 1, tell me shortest distance between 2 skew lines, and condition of coplanarity is very important, right? For all coplanar question, we have to use concept SD is equals to 0. You got it, the black caps. Now you can wear the black cap like this in slow motion. This is again another important topic, and I guess this is the last topic of the day, and we'll solve as many questions as possible. Okay? Foot of perpendicular from a point to a line. So basically for this I have created an algorithm for you, right? So here you have a point P, right? Suppose a comma, okay, never mind, I don't want to write it as 1 comma 2 comma 3, and you have a line which is x minus 4 y minus 5 z minus 6 upon 1, 3 and 5, right? So we have a line and we have a point. What we are looking for is foot of perpendicular A, right? So step number 1, remember all the steps, right? Basically what you need to do is remember, eventually what you need to remember is PA dot B vector should be equal to 0. This is the concept. This is what you should remember, right? This is the concept. Now you will say me, ma'am, what is PA, what is B vector? So basically step number 1, in detail I'm going to tell you what is this. Step number 1 is assume a point A on the line in terms of lambda. You are given with a line, so you can assume a point A in terms of lambda. So this time it would be what? Lambda plus 4, 3 lambda plus 5, right? And 5 lambda plus 6. Okay, you can do it. Step number 2, form PA vector. So you need to form a PA vector. PA vector, how will you form? So you know PK coordinates, you have AK coordinates lambda plus 4 minus 1, 3 lambda plus 5 minus 2, 5 lambda plus 6 minus 3. That is your step number 2. Then you need to follow step number 3, which is PA dot B vector should be equal to 0, where B vector is nothing but dr of that line. So now you have PA vector. What is B vector? So B vector in this case would be I cap plus 3j cap plus 5k cap, which is the direction of the line. Why? Because you can clearly see that PA vector is perpendicular to this line. The whole concept is just the minimum. The whole foot of perpendicular is nothing but this. That my PA vector is perpendicular to this line. The moment you do this, this will give you the value of lambda. Once you have value of lambda, step number 4, do you need step number 4? Put the value of lambda in A. That is what your step number 1. Step number 1. Step number 1 may you have assumed a point lambda, so you need to plug in the value, and this A is nothing but your foot of perpendicular. Understood? Understood nicely? A student is asking, ma'am, please say highest weighted chapter. This is the highest weighted chapter, Swarna. What are you doing? This is the chapter. Shall I move on to the question now? I guess the question will give you more clearer picture. So basically you need to calculate foot of perpendicular from this point on this line. So remind me the steps. 1, 6, 3, and this is the line. So you need to assume a point. Sabse pehla step, you need to assume a point on this line. That can be done by lambda, 2 lambda plus 1 and 3 lambda plus 2. This is the point A. Step number 1. This is your step number 1. Step number 2. Create what? Create what? Create PA vector. This is P. PA vector. So lambda minus 1, comma 2 lambda minus 5, comma 3 lambda minus 1. ठीक है? Step number 3, dot product. So lambda minus 1, 2 lambda minus 5, 3 lambda minus 1 can be dot with what? 1 plus 2 plus 3 should be equal to 0. So lambda plus 4 lambda plus 9 lambda. 9 plus 4, 13. So 14 lambda is equals to 14. Lambda is coming out as 1. Step number 4, last step. Put the value of lambda in A. So what do you get? 1, comma 3, comma 5. Can you see that? Yes. Yes. Tell me, if you have to calculate foot of perpendicular in your upcoming JEE Main 2024, will you be able to do that or not? Will you be able to do that or not? Because there are so many students who are not able to reach up to foot of perpendicular. Remember this. Forget everything. Remember this. Forget everything. Remember this. Foot of, the moment I say foot of perpendicular, the moment I utter foot of perpendicular, you should tell me, ma'am, PA dot B is equals to 0. Done. Right? Again, another question. JEE Main 2020. I'll give you 1 minute to solve this question, and I'll be back in 20 seconds from a water break, mini break. Okay? 20 seconds. You are going to solve this. I can't see the answers. क्या हुआ? Ma'am, class Avdi. We are almost towards the end of the session. ठीक है, but we are at the most critical point as well. Okay, I can see some good answers. Nice. I'm super duper happy. You know what, Namrata? You can't imagine my happiness when I see the correct answers. And you know what? The question is not that easy. Like, not that easy. It is easy. It is alpha. It is an alpha question, but still there are chances of making mistakes in this question. Again, shining star is also. Let's see. I'm not sure whether this answer is correct or not. But then the question is asking us to calculate foot of perpendicular. Again, foot of the moment I see this. Okay. So 1, 0, 3 on a line passing through this. So basically alpha, 7, 1 and this 5 by 3, 7 by 3, 17 by 3. Right? So the condition is same. This is 90 degree. Dot product. Dot product, for dot product you need to create this PA. So PA vector dot with what? BA vector is equals to 0. PA is what? So 5 by 3 minus 1, comma 7 by 3 minus 0, comma 17 by 3 minus 3 is equals to what? 0. Now BA vector, BA का color change. BA is A minus B, 5 by 3 minus alpha plus 7 by 3 minus 7. Right? Plus we have 17 by 3 minus 1. Solve it, get the value of alpha, that's it. You are done. So it is what? 2 by 3 multiply 5 minus 3 alpha by 3 plus 7 by 3, right, into minus 14 by 3, minus 14 plus we have 9, so 8 by 3 into 14 by 3, right? 8 by 3 into 14 by 3 is equals to 0. 3, 3, 3, 3, 3, 3 gone. Is it visible or not? Yes. So 5 2s are finally, you will get what? 5 2s are 10 minus 6 alpha. Then you have minus, so take 14 common. The moment you take 14 common, you will have minus 7 plus 8 inside the bracket. The calculation would be much easier. So this is what? 14. So 10 plus 14 is equals to 6 alpha. Alpha is coming out as 24 by 6. 4 is the correct answer. You know what? Foot of perpendicular, guys. Foot of perpendicular, guys. What do you think? Are you getting confidence in this topic, foot of perpendicular? Because I can tell you that 3 topics are important. Foot of perpendicular is definitely important. Again, this comes with image as well. Image of a point is also important. Foot of perpendicular and image both are combined topic. That is one thing. Then skew lines is again very important. Condition of coplanarity. 3 topics are important from this chapter. Next. Shortest distance between lines 1 and 2. Again, this is from skew lines and this is in homework question. Image of point with respect to a line. Okay. Image of a point with respect to a line. Okay. So basically same question. So if you have a point 1, 2, 3, let's say you have a line which is what? X minus 1, y minus 3, z minus 4 upon 3, 5 and 9. Right? And this is what your foot of perpendicular and this is what P dash your image. A, B, C, let's say. Okay? Right? How to calculate image? So you know what? Calculate foot of perpendicular A, right? First step is calculate foot of perpendicular. You have P, you have A. Now step number 2, A is midpoint of P and P dash. So apply midpoint formula, x is equals to x1 plus x2 by 2. So that would be 1 plus A by 2 is equals to your this A, and so on. Get P. Got it? Yes? Understood? You already know how to calculate foot of perpendicular. Your point is available. Now A is midpoint of these 2 points. Can't you calculate this? Definitely, yes. So question JEE Main 2020. Image of point in this line, A plus B plus C. Same question, right? So 1, 2, minus 3. We have this line x plus, okay, I am not writing this line. I am just writing, so this is P, this is your A foot of perpendicular. So lambda, 2 lambda minus 1, comma, minus 2 lambda plus 3, comma, minus lambda. Calculate PA vector. PA vector is what? 2 lambda minus 2. Then minus 2 lambda plus 1. Minus 2 lambda plus 1. Right? Minus lambda plus 3. This is your PA vector. What about the dot product? So dot product will be with 2 minus 2 minus 1. So 2 minus 2 minus 1. This is equal to 0. One liner. Can you see one step question here? 2 2s are 4. And then you have plus 4, so 9 lambda. Minus 4, sorry, minus 4, yes. Minus 4 minus 2 is minus 6, minus 2. So this give you lambda is equals to 1. The moment you see lambda 1, you will get this, right? So lambda is 1, that means 1. This is also 1, this is minus 1. Right? So now A plus 1 by 2 is equals to 1, B plus 2 by 2 is equals to 1, and C minus 3 by 2 is equal to what? Minus 1. So A is coming out as what? A is coming out as 1, B is coming out as 0, C is coming out as 1, A plus B plus C will be what? 2, option B. Option B is absolutely right. Are you guys with me? Where are you guys? Where are the answers? Where is the chat box? Why the chat box is so cold? Image question, you will be able to do it? Yes? Where is Vijay Lakshmi? Okay. Okay, Nayan is watching it from America. What are you doing in America? What's the time there, Nayan? Okay. So basically perpendicular distance of a point from a line. So you have a point P and you have a line L. One method of doing it is what? Is actually calculating foot of perpendicular and calculating the distance between them, right? Perpendicular distance of a point from a line, method number 1. Method number 1 says calculate foot of perpendicular A. And once you have A, calculate, apply distance formula. Okay, what about method number 2? So basically method number 2 is applicable for this perpendicular distance from a point on a line and distance between two parallel lines. Basically method number 2, these two will have same method, exactly same method. So suppose you are given with two parallel lines. So suppose you have two parallel lines, right? So you will have a point on this line, let's say A, and another point on this line, let's say B, right? It's because you have equation x minus x1, y minus y1, z minus z1, A, B, C, right? And you have second line which is x minus x2, y minus y2, z minus z2. So this is 1, 1, 1, and this is A2, B2, C2. Okay, so this is your line number 1. This is line number 2. You have a point x1, y1, z1, and you have a point x2, y2, z2, right? So what you need to do is, you actually need to take, and these two are, by the way, parallel lines, guys. These two are parallel lines. Kya kar rahe? What are we doing? For parallel lines, we have same direction ratio, A1, B1, C1. A1, B1, C1, we have same direction ratio, A1, B1, C1, right? So what we need to do is, we need to take the projection of AB vector on A1, B1, C1 direction vector. So how are we going to do the projection of this on this vector, basically? So the formula is, the formula distance between these two lines would be what? So the formula would be, you need to take the cross product of AB vector and direction ratio. Take the cross product of AB vector and direction ratio. So AB vector is what? x2 minus x1, y2 minus y1, z2 minus z1 upon direction ratio, which is A1, B1 and C1, whole upon magnitude of B vector. Right? Suppose we have a B vector as A1, B1, C1. So what are we doing is, distance between two parallel lines would be what? So that would be AB vector cross B1 vector. What is B1 vector or B vector? Sorry. What is B vector? A vector which is in the direction of line, you know that. And what you need to do is, oh, oops, ye kya ho gaya? Yes, fine. And now you need to divide it with B vector. That's it. That's the distance between two parallel lines. Right? I will show you how. So basically length of perpendicular, okay, again same thing. Now this is distance between two parallel lines. What if you are given with only one point and a line? So again same thing you will do. So you have a point, you have a line, and you know what, you have a point on that line also, which is, let's say, B, right? So PB vector cross with direction of line upon magnitude of this. That's it. That is distance between a point and a line, right? It is very easy. Let me just show you with the help of this example and the class. So this is the last question, guys. This is the last question. Length of perpendicular from this point to this straight line. So we have a point 2, minus 1, 4, and we have a line, right? And we have a point on the line as well, which is what? minus 3, 2, 1. Sorry, 0. Right, and we have a direction which is 10, minus 7, 1. 10, minus 7, 1, right? One way of doing it is, as you need to calculate what? Foot of perpendicular, calculate a distance formula. But now what I'm going to tell you is a really very shortcut method. What is that? So what you need to do is, you need to take cross product I, j, k. The first row will be what? This vector, which is what? 2 minus 3, 5, minus 1, so minus 3, 4 minus 0, 4. The second row will be 10 minus 7, 1. And you know what? Divided by 10 square plus 49 plus 1. That's it. That's it. You know what? It is as simple as that. You don't need to calculate foot of perpendicular, lambda, and so on. Directly, only if you want the distance. If you want exact foot of perpendicular, then you have to apply the whole process. Okay? Now, bas isko solve karo yaar. Solve it, guys. So it would be what? Minus 3 plus 28. So basically 25 I cap, right? and then you have 5 minus 40, so 35 j cap, and then you have 7 5s are 35 minus 35 and plus 30, so minus 5 k cap, upon this is what, 150, right? Take 5 common, and you know what, take magnitude, so square root of what, 25 ke 5 common 25 plus 49 plus 1 upon root 150. You can see this is what, 75. So 5 root of 75 by 150. So this is 5 by root 2. 5 by root 2 lies between 3 and 4. You know what, 5 by root 2, rationalize it. So this would be 5 by 2 into 1.4. So 5 4s are 20. 5 1s are 5, 6, 7 by 2, 7.0 by 2, 3 point something. So less, greater than 3 but less than 4, option A. हाँ, प्लस 35 है, प्लस 35 लिख लो, प्लस 35 है तो प्लस 35 लिख लो. A student is writing, my uncle is an astronomer. Huh, Yusuf? I hope you're not kidding here, because I can also make jokes. Okay, I can say that I am Einstein coming from past. I am time traveling, and I'm Einstein coming from past in this whole getup. Okay, shining star. I've said your name. Namrata is saying alpha, Markandeya is saying alpha, nice, Vijayalakshmi, nice, very alpha, because so you have to apply this, right? And then this is the last question. Yes, this is the last question. Shall I do it or shall I give you the homework? Shall I give you the homework? The vertices B and C of triangle ABC lie on this line. So basically you have a line and B and vertices B and C lie on this line. Coordinates of A is given to you 1, minus 1, 2. And you know what? BC is given as 5 units. Area of triangle is what you need to figure out. Let's do it actually. Yes, I actually wanted to do this. You know what? Because this type of question was there in JEE in 2023 as well. And you know what? This is not a very popular question. But now it is becoming popular. So chances are it can come in your upcoming 24 as well. Right? So the question is saying that you have point A, right? A is here. And you have a line. And B and C both vertex lie on this particular line. What you need to figure out is area of triangle. Area of triangle is half into base into height, right? What is height in this case? So basically height is nothing but distance of this point from this line. Can you see that? Can you see that? Did you see? Did you see what did I say? I need a height of this triangle, and this height is nothing but distance of point from a line. So this would be your height, and you know what, 1 by 2, what would be your base? Base is given 5. So height will be calculated by the same formula which we are applying. And what was that, by the way? So to apply that formula, you need to write the coordinates of that line. Where is the line? Where is the line? Okay. So here is the line. Coordinate would be minus 2, 1 and 0. Minus 2, 1 and 0. So what you need to do is, you actually need perpendicular distance. So D will be equal to I, J, K, right? So 1 minus minus 2 would be 3. Minus 1 minus 2, it's minus 2, 2 minus 0, 2. And where is that direction cosines? 3, 0, 4. 3, 0, 4. And you know what? In the numerator, in the denominator, you have to write magnitude of this. So 9 plus 16. So what is this? What is this coming out to be? So this would be minus 8. That's it. Right, minus 8 I cap, and then 3 4s are 12, minus 6, so minus 6 j cap, right? And then we have what finally, this minus this, so 6 k cap upon 5, right? Now take actually what? 2 common. If you take 2 common, it will be what? Minus 4 comma 3 comma 3, right? And you have 5 over here. Anyway you have to take the modulus. So 2 by 5 is here. Square root of 4 fours are what? 16 plus 9 plus 9, 18. So 16 plus 18 is what? Root 34. 2 by 5 root 34. 2 by 5 root 34. So 2 by 5 root 34. 2 by 5 root 34 is your height. 34. Guys, 34 लिख नहीं पा रही हूँ मैं, है ना? गायब हो जा रहा है. Okay, 34. ठीक है? 34. Sorry, I need to delete it because you will be using the PDF and I don't want you to get confused, right? 2 by 5 root 34. Yes. So 2 cancel, 5 cancel, and option B is absolutely right. Here you go. Here you go. Perfect. And with this question, mic drop, pen drop, we are done for today's session. It was much awaited session, and you know what, since planes has been deleted, so because of that this session was a little bit shorter, because if planes would have been in our session, it would have gone really longer. Only that one topic was very important. But then you know what, except planes, now whatever which was important, now it has become more important. I hope you're getting my point. So maybe if I say ki shortest distance between two skew lines was important earlier as well, but this year it has become more important. Why? Because now planes is not there. So now the whole burden is on to that remaining topics, right? Okay, so you know the schedule. I will meet you tomorrow, binomial theorem, 9 p.m. Yes, you have asked me plethora of times that, ma'am, okay, please teach us binomial theorem. Yes, and after that definite integration is on my list, and we will meet on definite integration, then we will discuss about the next topic. Okay, and you know what, JEE test series is absolutely free for you. Link is given in the description box. This is absolutely computer based test, and this is based on new JEE main examination pattern, and along with that we have 10 questions daily for which we call it as VDPP, Vedantu daily practice problem. And the USP of VDPP is the questions are from where we are teaching you, right, what is going on in this channel na. The questions are based on that only, right? But the mock test, the JEE test series, it is based on complete syllabus, but this is on the specific syllabus day by day. So this is daily quiz. Abhishek Kumar, I can't speak Hindi, though I can speak Hindi. I know Hindi better than English although. But then this channel is all about English. For those students who are getting trouble in understanding Hindi, this channel is dedicated for those students only. I guess, okay, so yeah, so this was all about today's session, guys, and I will see you tomorrow 9 p.m. Sharp, and we will discuss binomial theorem. This is me, Namrata, signing off.